Grana Weep Bong, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things Transformers and Transformers action figure related. And today on my channel we're going to be taking a look at something that I picked up when Kapow did a very recent Transformers random restock. I picked up the Perfect Effect Perfect Beast. As we always do on this channel, we'll start off by taking a look at the box. Now, the box itself is awesome. We get this fantastic product shot on the front with Perfect Beast, which is part of Perfect Effect. On the front, we get PE-DX06B. This is the Dark Gorira. You can only have this if you are above the age of 16, and this is absolutely beautiful. Love the bot mode here. On the side we get two of the modes here, because this has 4 modes. And we get Perfect Effect, Perfect Beast, and then we get this the kind of fly-in mode. This is probably the weakest mode out of all of it. The kind of tank truck effect mode. On the back we get more of the CAD drawing type thing, but this looks real cool on the back. Absolutely gorgeous. And we get Perfect Effect, and then on to the side we get the Gorilla mode. Awesome looking Gorilla mode. And then at the top we get Perfect Effect, and we get him in his bot mode. On the undercarriage we get weaponry, 1 robot, 1 laser gun, and 1 set of destructions. We actually get 2 sets of destructions for some reason, but yeah, so that's wrong. Then we get Perfect Effect, made in China, and that's it. Nothing about not eating your children, because they have small parts. As stated on the box, we do get 2 sets of destructions, and the first set, these are done in the kind of work sheet mode that I really like. The destructions are actually okay with this, they work fairly well. So this is a pretty damn big bot, no matter which mode this thing is in. So I've had to kind of remove my usual backdrop here and just gone for the plain backdrop with a lot more space to be able to, 1, show this in all its glory, and secondly, just to be able to do any kind of comparisons whatsoever. So we're going to start off with what they're calling the land mode, because this kind of has a land, an air, and a monkey, and a bot mode. And this is fine. A lot of people have seen sleeping on this mode. I think this mode's not bad. The plane, the sky mode is a little bit, but this is fine. I quite like this as a trunky tank type mode. I like the way that at the front we just have this kind of 1 unicycle type wheel, which is really cool. The arms just kind of connect. They don't really tab in at all here, which is a bit of a shame. But the look of this is a proper nice Cybertronian truck type mode. The only issue I guess I have is when you look from the side, it kind of has that classic Prime look, as if this was the trailer, but this is just the wings. For me, these could just disappear and flutter away and they wouldn't be missed, because I think this actually would look better without the wings on. But all in all, I think this looks quite good. It rolls the way that it should. Looking at it from the back, it doesn't disguise the feet too much, and it starts to fall apart a little bit when you look at it from the back, because you see that there's, it doesn't quite have like a trailer look to it. So again, I think it would just be better if these weren't on it, especially seeing as the flight mode is a little bit naff. But overall, really good. These massive cannons also come forward to just give it a really cool looking tank mode. I like these cannons. They do fall down a little bit under their own weight sometimes. I'll definitely have to use some of my fix-it on this. They're okay here at the moment, but sometimes they do flop down a little bit, which is a real shame, but they are quite long cannons. But overall, very nice burst mode here. So comparison time, comparisons. We will first of all bring out the Kingdom version of Optimus Primal, and yeah, he's obviously a lot bigger than Optimus Primal, bringing out our Earthrise Prime, and you can see that he's a hell of a lot bigger than an Earthrise Prime. And then finally bringing out my favorite Prime in my collection. This is the Civil Warrior Commander Grant. You can see that they are actually going to be quite a similar size. Also, they share very similar looking cockpits, so this kind of has that IDW Dreamwave style cockpit, similar to the way that this one does as well. I think these two look fantastic together. Okay, so transformation time. We'll put these down first of all because it'll just spike you, just get in the way. You don't want that. Untab this and untab all of this stuff so it's flexible. First thing I do is I move the arms just back. Everything you can see is a little bit untabbed. Now, if you move the arms out the way, these bits will come off. These do detach, don't worry. If you move the arms back and just move everything a little bit out of the way, that should help us while we're doing this transformation. So everything's just on stiff ratchets, but they're all out the way, because this is the main section here that we want to do. So all this section here, untab everything, then come round, flip it over, and you want the head to kind of go back and fold the wheel back in. So you've got this sticking up then. You can see you have this kind of sticking up at the back. Once you do that, all this system here is where everything needs to be done. So if I just flip it over, it's an up motion, spin the whole system around. Then this cannon here has another piece that we need to just swivel, bring around and swivel out again. So you've got this joint here that swivels all the way around, and then this one also swivels around. Then we can flip the whole thing over, and then this should just slot nicely there. So while you've got this section all the way down, push the head through, bring this back, and then this can just connect in. Then you see you've got these two very large tabs there that it can just sit in, and you can flip the cockpit up, flip the little nose the nose cone out, and then we have the little Prime head sat there, which is pretty good. And then we can just adjust the wings as we want. So we have the two wings that are just out to the side there, and then we can come round to this section here. This will then lock everything together very securely by just tabbing in to the back. You've got a little lever here. It's also what holds the bot mode together in one place, so you can just connect that back in, and that will make everything very secure there for you. The feet, we can just bring them in. So spinning the feet round, what I would do, just move this out to the side so you've got a little bit more room to maneuver, and then you can just bring the foot round again. This is why I was doing that before. So you've got that foot, and then you can bring this up, and then it's the same with this foot, where we just bring it up, ratchet it up, and then you've got your little foot there. Bring the wheels round the way that they should, they'll just lock into place there and there, and then you've got your little back feet things on the go. Arms back into the position. If these bits have fallen off, as they tend to, don't worry, they will just tab back in. So you've got a little hole here for this one, just tab that back in there. Now that you have the wings like this, just to complete the look, you're going to swivel and rotate the arm round, and this tab here is just going to tab into this tab here. just to complete that look and actually make the wings look a little bit stronger, and you haven't got stuff just hanging off the side, which is pretty cool. And then we have the final part that we need to just do here, which is bring out this massive weapon that he has, which is a pretty cool gun. Obviously it has 2 modes. It can be used in the alt mode, or it gets used in this mode here, where it just tabs in underneath and just gives it the weaponized look that you're going for here. So this is what they call the Wave Rider mode, or kind of flying car type effect here, I guess. And it's okay, you know, it all holds together fairly well. I think it actually, as a piece, because this locks in a lot better at the back, it actually locks in and holds together a little bit better actually, probably than the truck mode. But I'm not as enamored with the way that it looks. It looks okay. I like the way that these 2 pieces here connect to give those wings a little bit stronger look. And it's okay, you know, but I think that you can have a different look here as well. If you want to just turn the wheels around, you can give it so that it has just that look at the back, but those wheels are just going to hang off no matter what. I think I actually prefer this look on it. Obviously you can also on this one bring forth its mighty cannons, just like that, and that looks pretty killer, ready to go. It has a nice little cockpit here, fold it back and fold it back, so it has a lovely little cockpit here at the front with a nice little seat inside it. I don't know who you could get to fit in it. So comparing the cockpit here to like a headmaster, you can see the headmaster is just too big to go into that cockpit. He's definitely won't fit. And also, like one of my Doctor Wu figures here, my Sound Blaster, he's way too big as well to fit in there. So I don't know what you could actually fit in there. I remember you used to be able to get those little gold miniatures that used to come with some of the bots, but I don't know. So it's a nice little touch, but I have nothing, unfortunately, that will go in there. So yeah, so that's the plane mode. It's pretty nice. And again, just for the quick comparison, we can bring out Kingdom Optimus Primal, and we can see he is still much bigger than that. And then we can bring out Optimus Prime, so he's huge compared to your Kingdom figures. And then we can also bring out our beautiful Commander Grant there, and I think these look very, very cool together. Oh, I mean, displayed on a shelf like that together. Nice truck mode. Alright, little plane mode. Brutal, right? Transformation time again. So what we're going to do now is we're going to head towards the bot mode. And what we're going to do here for the bot mode is actually quite simple. Is we are going to remove the gun. Once the gun is removed, we can open up the cockpit and stick the nose cone in. Fold this back out, then bringing it round to the front here, just rotate everything out, head round and snap this back in. So snap down and then back in, so you can see that the little levers here need to go down and up, so that connects back in. So we have got the head out there, then these sections at the back here, these come out, and then the feet can just go round this section up, and then this section up as well. Bring him round, bring him round, bring him round. Really does help if you connect this back piece. You can see he's all loosey-goosey until we connect this back up, so you do want to keep that as connected as possible. And then these legs will just unhinge we go. So we have the two guns there. Oi, oi. Come on. We need to make sure that this does stay locked in, as I said. All this moving around makes it a little looser. The bottom pieces here will then rotate round so that you've got the legs looking all nice. You can then untab this section, bring this up, untab this section and bring this up, so you've got the two sections here. This piece will just come off. You can rotate the arm round and then it will just tab back in. So this is the part where it is a little bit of a parts former, but it's just the one section, so it's not too bad. And then the same on the other side. Bring it round, untab, flip this around, and then you've got your arm pieces there looking a little bit bigger. Pull the arms out. These are on little nice hinges on the inside, these arms, so you've got a little bit more space for his arms to move around. And there we have, I think, our fully transformed Primal. So here we have him in all his glory. I've moved the side pieces down just so they're not always sticking out. But again, you can rotate these to however it is that you really want them. But I think in this mode, again, he looks absolutely killer. I love this mode. Torn between how I'm going to display him, if it's in this mode or if it's actually in the Gorilla mode. Really quite torn at the moment, but I absolutely adore this figure. I think this is absolutely beautiful. Let's bring it in and take a look at the head. The head, we can see, is a very, very, very nice look on Optimus Prime's head. It's not the lips one, and he doesn't come with an extra head, so this is the head that you get, and he actually looks a little bit different to the head in the Destructions. The Destructions head looks a bit more like the lips version. So if I can see, you can see there it's a very different head to the head that you get. Maybe one of the other versions of this comes with the other head, but the Dark Gorira version comes with the proper looking Prime head. Very, very nice. Love the blue, love the silver, and that white just pops very, very nicely. All the top bit here is plastic, so we've got some really nice silver, reds, translucent blues as we go down the body. The hip area with the whites as we come down. This bit here, this is all die cast, so it does add some real weight to the figure itself. The arms look great. Again, I could lose these. I really could just lose these. I know that some of the versions of Optimus Primal have these on the side, but I could really lose them. I really, really could. But other than that, what a beautiful looking figure. Coming around the back, I do love it when a figure has a nice looking back, and they definitely haven't forgotten about the back here. Very, very nicely done. Obviously, you've got these big ass wheels hanging off the side, but I'm not too bothered about that. Prime should have wheels hanging off his back of his legs, right? Articulation, then this dude's head will get a full 360, a up and a down, and a full 360 here at the head, which is great. The arms, you'll get a full 360 on the arm there, and you'll also get some up, down. These will move around. You'll see when I do the actual Gorilla transformation that these arms do come down. This bit does come off, obviously, because this is the bit that part forms. So you can get some really nice movement from the arm section here, and then you'll also get a nice arm movement here. You'll get a full 360, but you will need to kind of maneuver that around, and then you can get the full 360 from this. Really strong ratchets on most of this as well. Full 360 on the hand as well, but you'll need to remove this section here to be able to get a proper full 360 out of this. And then also the thumb moves to wherever you want the thumb to move, which is great. And then you'll also get some hand articulation and some finger articulation here as well. So really nice from an articulation point just for the hands. The waist is a bit of a challenge. So the waist has these hip skirts here that get in the way a little bit, but they will maneuver around and they'll give it a good look, but they do get in the way a little bit. He does kind of lock into place like that, so if you do want any hip swivel, you have to release this to give him that. Otherwise you have to lock this in. So that's a little bit of a challenge there with that one. His legs hold, and he has die cast in his legs, and they still hold on the ratchets, so that's pretty good going. Well done, Perfect Effect. The people over at Mastermade didn't quite manage that with my version of Scorponok that I looked at the other day, so very happy with that. And it goes kind of to the back, but yeah, things do start to get in the way on his back when you try and get a ratchet out to the back. But nice strong knee joint there, very, very nice. And then toe articulation as well, and the toe will actually separate off if you need to get some extra stuff, because it has to flip around when it's in gorilla mode. So yeah, very, very good. Can he ninja kick? He has some very big feet. I'm not sure if he can ninja kick though. No. Added play features then, and some added articulation. He has these guns, and these guns here, now this is what I was talking about. This one on mine, unfortunately, is a little bit floppy, which is a bit sad. So I would like my cannons at this angle. Unfortunately, I can't really have them at that angle. I'll have to do something to... There you go. No, as soon as it moves, I'll have to do something. I'll have to use my loose joint fix-it to be able to get those into the position that I want them in. So that's a little bit sad. These do also lock in to the sides here, but then I think that he loses a little bit of his look when they're just at the front there, you know. I don't think it looks as dynamic. I definitely want the cannons up like this, and it just doesn't do it. I'll have to get out my trusty fix loose joint by Kiki. I am going to make another video. I've had a few loose things recently, so I'm going to do a video very soon to show you how good this stuff is. But yeah, that's a little bit of a letdown, I have to say, on what is a pretty great figure. Other than that, also some hidden bonus features on this is that this bit here, you can also get some leg rocket launchers on the go as well. So we open this up and you can see here that he has some leg rocket launchers as well, which is pretty nice. Yeah, everyone's a fan of leg rocket launchers. So with his leg rocket launchers, we can bring out the cannons and we can really see him in all his glory there with his weapons out, his leg rocket launchers. Bringing out the gun, all I do here is just flip this section out, and then we can see that he can hold the gun. He's got a little tab in his hand. These are actually fairly annoying now, I have to say. I wasn't minding them parts forming before, but yeah, they come off way too easy. Move the thumb out of the way, and then tab this section in, and that will then lock the gun in. And then once you've got the gun tabbed in, of course, you'll then have to tab back in this section here. So I guess in addition here, I've actually had these sections here on incorrectly. So what I had done is I had tabbed them into these ports here facing this way. Actually, what they should be is in these ports here. So for in this mode, you need them with the kind of angled section towards the front, and then at the ports in the back, which means that they will stay on and give you a lot more clearance when it comes to messing around with this. Okay, so now we're going to take a little look at some comparisons, and we'll start off as always with Optimus Primal from Kingdom, and you can see he absolutely towers over Primal. I definitely think that Optimus Primal should be absolutely huge. This Primal is huge. This is a winner, baby. So if we have a look now at the Optimus Prime from Earthrise as well, we can see he towers over Prime from Earthrise. That looks absolutely fantastic together. I actually think he fits in quite nicely with the aesthetics. I think he looks quite nice next to your Earthrise figures as well. And then finally, we put him up against Commander Grant, who is a much bigger Prime, and we can see that they are a similar size. But as I said, I do believe that Primal should always be bigger, and he is bigger. Final transformation on this then, and the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to change these arms. So this bit unhinges here, this gets in the way as always, but you're gonna straighten everything out, so you can see here how everything just gets straightened all out to bring those arms down a lot, so that you get that kind of more apish look, so the arms will hang down a little bit more. So you can see the difference now once you peg it in. This arm comes all the way down like that, and then just pegs and tabs in there. And so with the arms down, we'll maneuver the hands around. So probably easier if you just take this off for now, but the thumb switches over, and then you can bring that back down, and then we'll just stick that there for now, and then we'll also take this section off. We'll remember to put it back on in a bit, but just do the same. Open up the hand, flip this round, and then flip it round, because obviously he will be on the other side when he's in his full ape type mode. Next up is the foot, where we can angle this to the side, and probably best to just flip the foot around like that, and then same on the other side, where we maneuver that round, flip it round, and then we have the 2 feet facing the other way. Now at this point as well, the toes should be on the outer section, so you can flip this around, and you can just maneuver that around like so, and then you've got your toes in the correct location, which I think is pretty nice the way that they've done that on that little joint there. So knees go in and then go down. Very, very simple. In, round, and down. They just collapse in on themselves very nicely there. Obviously he's dramatically shrank now. Next bit we're going to do is just flip up this section here, and then this section we're just going to tab all the way down there. We'll have that hinge goes all the way down there for now. Then exactly like we did before to get it into this mode, we're going to untab this section, bring it round, rotate this section around, bring it up, and then what we're going to look at here is this section is going to tab into these 2 tabs here, so this hinges back into where it was, and then this section falls down there. Then we're going to extend the body. Now this joint here, you can see that joint there, it feels a little bit flimsy, but trust me, it's still okay. Coming back up to the top, flip Prime's head over, and then you see this joint here will just fold back on itself, and then what you're looking for is that little gripper to go into that tab. So you might want to just move the hip skirts out a little bit, but it will tab in and grip nicely. Next stage will be to just pop the wheel out and pop the gorilla head out, So we've got this gorilla head up like that. With Prime's head, rotate it like that, and then it'll just cause a flat piece there, so you can see how all that fits together. And then your ape head will just move around to the front, and I believe there's 2 tabs here on the ape head that just tab into that, so you just move that back and then the ape head is tabbed in. Same with the wheel, it's just got a couple of tabs here at the bottom where these just tab in like this. Just to add the finishing touches then is we will take these arm plates back again, and these sections will just tab in here and here, and the same on this side as well, where we want them to just tab in here and tab in here. And there we have our fully transformed robotic gorilla mode for Prime. And I think this looks like an incredible take on a beast metal version of Prime. So bringing this dude in for a closer look, we can see how good this thing really is. This, for me, is how Primal should look. Not with the flesh, nothing like that. This is how Primal should look. A metal ape, a metal gorilla, a metal monkey, whatever it is you want to call it. This, for me, is how he should look. Absolutely incredible. If we have a look at the head sculpt here, we can see that we have some beautiful metallic looking features. Really nice gorilla-esque. Nice eyes. Unfortunately, I thought the eyes were going to light up. That is the only thing that I feel that this is missing. If the eyes lit up, it would be absolutely incredible. Really nice head sculpt there. The jaw is nice, even with this wheel sticking out here. I quite like it. He's got his 8 boobs going on there as well. Lovely looking arms on this dude that hang right the way down to his feet. If you position the arms in the correct little positions, you can really make him kind of walk on all fours. He also has a kind of Zoid look to him. So if you remember the Zoids from back in the day, I love the fact that he reminds me of the Zoids as well. Obviously the back, yeah, the back has the wheels. These things again just ruin it for me. I'm not into these big blades at all. I would love him even more if these weren't here. I don't know if I'll remove them. If I can find a way to maybe take that pin out, maybe I'll try that. But the back still looks really good, even though we do get these big wheels hanging off. We can see the cannons coming down. I think he looks very, very nice. Articulation on the monkey. Oh, you are going to get, first of all, on the head, we get an awful lot of articulation. So you can get some really nice poses because this is actually on a very nice hinge here. The mouth is also, and look at those gnashes. Look at them teeth. Really great jaw there. I think that's really gives it quite a lot of character in this. Obviously we can get a full 360 still here on the arms, even with these bastard wings just hanging off it. We also get the fingers, the hands, the arms. All of that is still in play. We do get a little bit of waist kind of up and down, but not really too much because it has to grip in here still at the back. Leg, you are going to get some leg movement here. Sorry, it's just come on tab now. You are going to get some leg movement, but these hip skirts kind of get in the way a little bit, and you'll get some feet and toe articulation. But to be fair, I don't think there's too much posability that you're really going to want to do in this mode. I think a lot of it will come from the arm sections here. And the hands and the head that you're going to want to pose. He is fairly posable still. You know, I can bring things around to make him more posable, but he would be so much better without these blade things hanging off. As you can see, I can still get into roar. You can also still flip around the cannons here on this side as well. You can bring them over and he can have his big cannons. This one's still a little floppy, I need to fix that. But you can see he does look pretty cool with them big cannons hanging over him. But as I said before, just this one, there's always something. Always something. Also, on the side here, you can see that this port here will go into this port here so that he can even store his gun on his back when he's in this mode. So time for the comparison and putting him next to the Kingdom Prime. Obviously, we can see there is a huge difference in size, but also, as I keep saying, this is the look I want from my Optimus Primal. This is a perfect representation of what Optimus Primal should look like in my head. Next to a normal Prime from Earthrise, we can see they're actually a similar size. And then again, next to Commander Grant, oh, it's like Commander Grant's got a little pet going on. So obviously he does shrink down because of the knees here, but he still looks so damn good. So time for my final thoughts on this dude, and would I recommend you pick him up? Hell yeah. He has a couple of challenges, don't get me wrong. This cannon on mine is a real challenge. These do kind of fall off quite often no matter where you put them, but other than that, this thing is absolutely fantastic. Let me know your thoughts on this dude down in the comments. I picked this up on Kapow in the UK. I'm not sure if any is still there, but well worth picking up if you're in the market for a huge looking Optimus Primal. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and as always, I'll see you in my next video. Alright guys, in a bit. Peace!